Welcome back to Fireside Fears. If you enjoy chilling, immersive horror stories told in the dark, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Now, let the fire crackle, let the night settle in, and let's begin. Don't answer the knock at 3:17. It started the same way every night. A knock at the door. 3 short taps. Exactly at 3:17 a.m. The first time it happened, I thought it was a mistake. Maybe a drunk neighbor, maybe a prank. But the longer it went on, the less sense it made. I lived alone back then, in a small rental house outside of Richmond, Virginia. Quiet street, few neighbors, nothing unusual. I worked late shifts, so being awake around that time wasn't strange for me. But what was strange was that the knocking was always the same. 3 taps, then silence. No footsteps, no car outside. After the third night, I told myself I'd just ignore it. But it's hard to ignore something when it happens like clockwork. On the 4th night, I decided to wait by the window. At 3:15, I killed all the lights and stood there, staring at my front porch. For 2 long minutes, nothing. Then, at 3:17 exactly, knock, knock, knock. I leaned closer to the glass, heart pounding. But there was no one there. Not even a shadow of someone walking away. Just empty air and the quiet hum of the streetlight across the road. When I opened the door, cold air rushed in, and I swear, it smelled faintly like dirt and wet leaves, like someone had just come out of the woods. The next morning, I found something on my doorstep. A single feather. Grayish-white, like it came from a pigeon. Except it was clean, perfect. And it was stuck upright between the cracks of the wood, like someone had pressed it there on purpose. I threw it out. But that night, it happened again. Same knock. Same time. This time, I didn't open the door. I just stood there, frozen, while the knocking echoed through the house. Then, after maybe 10 seconds, it stopped. But when I checked the window, I saw a shape on the porch. Not moving. Not human. Just a tall, narrow figure standing perfectly still. The porch light flickered, and in that moment of darkness, the shape was suddenly closer to the door. When the light came back, it was gone. I tried recording it the next night with my phone propped in the window. 3:17 came, and there it was again. The knocking. When I checked the footage the next morning, my stomach dropped. At the exact second of the knocks, the screen filled with static, just a split-second distortion. And for 1 frame, maybe less than that, something appeared in the corner. A pale face. No eyes, just 2 dark holes, and a mouth that stretched far too wide. I stopped sleeping after that. About a week later, I came home from work around 2:45 a.m. As I pulled into my driveway, my headlights hit the front of my house. And there, was someone standing on my porch, facing my door, perfectly still. I froze. It didn't move even as my car idled. I turned off the headlights, and the shape disappeared into the dark. I waited 15 minutes before getting out. When I finally did, the air was dead silent. But my front door was open. Inside, everything looked untouched, except on the kitchen counter, another feather. And next to it, a piece of paper. Just one line, in shaky handwriting. You opened the door. You let it in. I left that house the next day. Didn't even pack everything. Just grabbed what I could and got out. I stayed with my cousin in North Carolina for a few weeks. I told him what happened and he just laughed. Said I'd probably been sleep deprived or imagining things. But then one night, as we were watching TV, he froze and looked toward the front door. "Did you hear that?" he asked. 3 knocks. Slow. Perfectly spaced. We both stared at the door. 3:17 a.m. My cousin walked over and swung it open. No one was there. Just an empty porch and a cold wind that sent the curtains fluttering. Then we heard something faint, drifting from the trees across the road. A whisper, like a woman's voice, saying my name. I didn't even think. We slammed the door, turned off the lights, and sat there in silence until sunrise. I moved again. Farther this time. New house, new number, even changed my name legally. For a while, things were quiet. Until 3 nights ago. I woke up to a sound I hadn't heard in years. 3 knocks. Exactly at 3:17. When I checked the door, there was no one there. But wedged into the crack of the porch, perfectly upright, was a gray feather. The fire's burning low now. If you enjoyed the story, stay close. There are many more to tell. Until next time, sleep with one eye open. You're never truly alone when you're near the fire.